Greetings, friends. Joseph and Ruthie Perlman are our neighbors in Yerushalayim. Joseph is a lawyer and Talmud Chacham. Ruthie is a writer of mystery stories. I don't do book reviews and I don't read detective stories. Okay, I confess that one of my favorite books in the old days was Sherlock Holmes, about the legendary detective who could see through every sham and emerge victorious over all those nefarious characters. Ruthie Perlman has published 18 books. When she presented us with a copy of Dark Tapestry, published by Menucha Publishers, I never thought I would read it. But one page led to another, and then I couldn't put it down. Mrs. Perlman just happens to be brilliant. She's a thorough researcher who knows all about things like computer hacking in the London Police Department. She also has you totally riveted to her amazing characters. But as I said, I don't do book reviews, so why am I telling you all this? Mrs. Perlman's book illuminated my life. The sequel to Dark Tapestry is called The Movement. The Movement describes the workings of a very dangerous cult. Mrs. Perlman takes you inside and shows you how a cult turns normal people, in this case, Nebuch, religious Jews, into zombies. It is convincing, perceptive, and frightening. In the midst of Chodesh El, we need to look inside. We need to know who we are and how to get out of our spiritual box. I'm going to call the movement the Musa Sefer. It taught me where I came from and helped me understand what I need to do. This past Shabbos, I was zocher to hear the words of the Gadol Rabbi Yitzchak Berkovitz Shlita speaking about tshuva. His message was extremely straightforward. Basically, he said that we have to be realistic. Tafasta meruba lo tafasta, the Gemara says. If you aim for too much, you will get nothing. Don't try to jump to the Madriga Moshe Rabbeinu, the Gra, or the Chafetz Chaim. We're not there. Aim for your exact challenge in Ruchnius, and Rabbi Berkovitz added pointedly, each one of us knows exactly where our challenge is. Work on your challenge, the challenge you face every day. You can pinpoint it. When you progress, then go to the next level. Your next challenge, not someone else's challenge. I was reminded of the Sulam our father, Yaakov, saw in his dream. We climb one rung at a time. If we reach for 5, we're going to fall, God forbid. I realized from Mrs. Perlman's book that I had grown up inside a cult, very much like the one described in The Movement. It was not located in a manor house in the north of England, but rather in the heart of New York City. Over the span of more than 100 years, it has lured thousands of Jews into its spiritual spiderweb. The founder, a Jew, was obviously, like Mr. Stein in The Movement, a brilliant speaker who knew how to hypnotize his audience. Many New York Jews at the time were ripe fruit, just looking for a way to rationalize their desire to abandon the Masorah of their parents and grandparents. I never knew the founder, but his successor was also a brilliant Jew, whose words could put his audience into a spiritual trance from which they would never awaken. I saw it all in this book, how I and my friends were anesthetized. The brilliant Jews who became successful businessmen, authors, doctors, lawyers, scientists, and walking robots. My wife and I still try to speak to them, but there is an impenetrable curtain between us. They tune out our words because they've been hypnotized and are afraid of the light. My best friends from childhood will no longer speak to me. Mrs. Perlin's book brought it all home. What happened to all those holy children who were snatched away from the Torah of their ancestors, like the Holocaust children, given over to the care of Catholics who baptized them. The hypnotic words droning from the mouths of our leaders turned their souls to jelly and destroyed their lives. In fact, my friends, the entire world is in the process of becoming a giant cult. Millions of people watch mouths opening and closing on TV and listening to the droning voices of dictators who are creating armies of zombies marching to their mindless babble. The miracle of how my wife and I escaped is beyond comprehension. Now we understand how Hashem took his children out of Mitzrayim, biyad chazaka, with a strong hand, from a land saturated with avodah zarah, idol worship. The call of a distant voice from Sinai somehow reached our ears. Shema Yisrael. May all, Am Yisrael, hear the voice and awaken. In this week's Haftarah, it says the following words: Sing out, O barren one, with abundant mercy, I, Hashem, shall gather you in. With a slight wrath have I concealed my countenance from you, but with eternal kindness shall I show you mercy, says your Redeemer, Hashem. May our eyes open and our hearts be liberated. May we all see the complete redemption soon in our days. Good Shabbos.